Hello, everyone, and welcome back to part 2. So, part 1, and I'm going to have timestamps for everything. So, if you guys want to forward to your sign, you can. But part 1 was intended to be in all signs. And during Libra's reading, which I started in part 1, my internet started to disagree and was disconnecting from itself. Even though my son is connected to it and streaming and playing on Xbox, and he's fine. Didn't affect him at all. So I restarted my computer, reset my internet connection. Hopefully it holds out just fine and we can continue. So we're starting with Libra. Libra and Libran energy. Now, the cards I already pulled in part 1, and I'm going to pick up where I left off. So we had a whole bunch of cards fly out, and Spirit told me to keep them all, so I did. We had the Tower on top with the Ace of Cups on bottom. The Joke came out from the Harrow cards as the overall energy, and then we've got a whole bunch of stuff here. So when I was digging on the bottom of the deck, I felt like Libran energy, right? The house that Libra rules for you being the most important to whatever this energy pertains to, right? It's going to make the most sense, whatever house Libra rules for you. That Libra was dealing with a maternal wound that has them feeling like they should be an afterthought, right? That they are not important or deserve to be neglected, that that's what they learned from their mother, right? That their mother had prioritized other things over them, right? And it doesn't really matter if what your mother was prioritizing was right or not right or whatever. What matters is the way that as a child you received it, right? The way that you received and processed the experience, because our mothers teach us how we deserve to be nurtured, how we deserve to be loved. So if your mother was treating you like an afterthought, if your mother was treating you like other things were more important than you and was neglecting you, they were teaching you without realizing it that when you receive nurturance, you register nurturance as neglect from people. You attract situations and people that do not prioritize you, that your needs are an afterthought, your needs are neglected, your needs are not more important than whatever it is that they're prioritizing. And so I think for the rest of May that Libra is coming into this realization or revelation on that being incorrect. That you do not deserve to be an afterthought. You do not deserve to be unimportant or neglected. You do not deserve to not be seen, right? That Libra is kind of going through this space of recognizing what they've manifested in front of them and how much it doesn't feel right, right? So when we get into the Joke, which is the overall energy, right? The Joke is a chaotic good aligned card, and it shows a terror that must be overcome, but not by physical means. This monster can only be defeated by trickery or artifice. This card can represent the value of humor in finding the way past a difficult person or task. If you are misaligned, the joke will be on you. Okay? Whatever situation you're in, or whoever you're in a situation or dynamic ship with that is truly the terror or the monster of your reality, whether you view them that way or not, right? It is the manifestation of your unworthiness wound, the manifestation of your neglected wound, the manifestation of you believing, right, on a very deep level, that in order to be nurtured, you must be unimportant, right? That you receive nurturance from people who treat you in that way. So what you are being pushed by the divine to overcome, the joke, right? This monster in your reality, right? The shadow made manifest in someone else in your reality. You cannot remove them by physical means, okay? You cannot pick them up and force them out. It involves some kind of quote unquote trickery where you almost have to convince them that leaving or moving benefits them in some way, right? That their goals, their priorities require them to be elsewhere. Otherwise, they're going to stay blocking your path, right? This terror, I don't know how well the camera will focus on it, but this terror is this huge monster, and the person, you, is right here. And this huge being, this huge energy is blocking your path, right? In order for you to move forward, you can't force them or push them out. But you do have to convince them to get up and go somewhere else that is a priority for them. So if, let's just say, family is their priority, you would have to have conversations about why their family is so important, and then the need for them to be present for what they prioritize, right? How can you be here? This is what is so important. You'll never achieve what you want to achieve by staying here. If what you long for and desire and prioritize is this, then you really need to be present for that, right? So it's not, and I say quote unquote trickery because it's not like you're lying or deceiving. You are using the truth of the reality, truth of your reality and the reality of said person to the benefit of the highest good of all involved, right? Because the priority of this person is highly aligned for them. And so being in that space where you can help them understand it so that they move towards it, it is high aligned for them, and it clears your path, right, of the obstruction, the shadow that is in your way of, you know, feeling like you do not deserve to be seen or felt or considered or important in some way, right? Like maybe your path is taking you to happiness, and this person is prioritizing family, but them being with you is straining their relationship with their family. It's making their relationship with their family very difficult, right? And so it's like reminding them of how important it is to be there, and that their love shared with their family is truly more important than the relationship that you have. At the end of the day, if this person cannot have both and be at peace, then they have to choose their priority. It's necessary for them to be there, because they would never forgive themselves if that true priority fell apart, right? They would never forgive themselves. So it's a matter of allowing someone else to realign, because you yourself are realigning, right? Using the highest good and the truth to best serve everyone. If you don't do that, the joke will ultimately be on you, because wherever your path would have taken you, this person or situation is going to remain in your way, and you're not going to be able to receive it, right? You're not going to be able to receive it. People treat you how they are meant to treat you in alignment with your healing. And if you don't move forward with your own healing and try and hold on to said person, or try and move them by force, I think you're only going to tire yourself out and succumb to the fact that you're stagnant. I think it would create a lot of dis-ease in your energy, and probably result in some kind of dis-ease in your physical body. Because you're going to start breaking down, right? If you can't progress on your path, no different than this person or situation would, right? So as we get into the rest of the cards, we have the Two of Cups clarified by the Five of Pentacles and the Six of Wands, both in the reverse here. Okay. This person or situation, right, the soulmate at play here, is afraid of poverty. They're afraid of losing some kind of financial foothold. They're afraid of taking the loss, right? They're afraid of losing you and the relationship, meaning that they are a failure. And so if this person loses you or lets you go, then they failed to have a successful partnership with you. And in reality, it's not that letting you go or the situation with them go is not the failure. The failure is actually going to come with whatever their priority is, right? Being able to walk away from a situation or partnership that is not in high alignment is not a failure. It's, what's the word? It's honorable. It's honorable to walk away from a lower path or a misaligned path in order to be the biggest supporter and provider of the highest good path, right? It's honorable to let go of the wrong path and walk the highest one. It's honorable. It's not a failure. It was an experience that was necessary to align with the truth about what really matters and what needs to be done in alignment to achieve what really matters, more than anything else. So you do have a partner that is afraid of loss, afraid of not having a purpose, or afraid of being alone, right? Afraid that they'll never find somebody, and afraid of the loss, right? A fear of failure. So working with the quote unquote trickery, right? The truth of it all, you have to kind of reassure this person that letting this go is not a failure, and that they will align with the right person for them when they're in high alignment with their priority. You guys can be best friends in soul, knowing that you're setting each other free to walk your highest good paths, right? That you guys can be a team on a soul level to achieve the highest good of everybody and not succumb to the fears, right? Because ultimately, the highest good path will never be reached by either party if they choose to stay together, right? Whatever this pertains to. We have the Eight of Wands with the Six of Swords and the Emperor in the reverse. And so these are these pings from spirit that saying staying stuck is actually misaligning your high masculine energy. You're getting the signs and synchronicities from spirit. You're getting the intuitive downloads letting you know that staying put is the wrong action, right? It's not in high alignment. The Seven of Cups with the Seven of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles, both in the reverse. This is confusion that sets in because you don't know what to do. You're not getting any results at all because you're not seizing any opportunity. It's extreme stagnation and a confused state because there really is no highest good choice when you stay. You might have a lot of different options, a lot of different routes you can take trying to stay, but the actual opportunity to receive the next step from the divine, the guidance on what to do, isn't going to come until you let it go, right? So there's all these different things you could do, but none of them really result the way that you want the highest good result to really be, right? The Seven of Coins in the reverse is going back to the Six of Coins where there's all one-way pours, but no reciprocity, right? You're putting all of this effort in, but not getting the result that you want, right? It's a missed opportunity with the Page of Pentacles in the reverse. It's not seizing the opportunity to live the day, right? Like carpe diem, you got to seize the day, seize the moment, seize the time. Like there's no better time than the present to align, right? With the Six of Cups, we've got the Hermit, the Fool, and the Wheel of Fortune all in the reverse. Fortune cannot turn in your favor. It's going to be deemed like bad luck for your sacred soulmate, both yourself and your sacred soulmate, and or the priority, right? It's going to seem like bad luck because there's no taking the chance on that high alignment, refusing to do the healing, right? Refusing to go through the dark night of the soul, so to speak. You could stay in the dark night all you want, but it's going to be shitty for everybody. Right? It's going to be shitty for everybody. It's going to be shitty for you. It's going to be shitty for your partner. It's going to be shitty for all the sacred soul dynamic shifts, the sacred contracts that you have in your highest good. It flops, right? The joke's on you. It flops. This is a real message, a push to let go and move forward. You know, the tarot don't tell you things that are beyond your control. The tarot is a divine tool to give you insight into where your energy, your current energy is taking you. And if you don't like the reading, then you are within control of yourself and control of your own energy. You could choose to change your energy and change the outcome. Right? So if you stay on the projected path that you're on in the fear state, in the fear of failure, right? In that fear of being without or being alone, if you don't choose to move forward, it is going to result in what feels like horrible luck for everybody. And there's no healing, right? There's no healing that takes place. There's no highest good alignment. There's no faith in the divine. It's sad, right? It's sad. It would be a sad experience to continue to live out this energy to the end of the road, right? So Libra, let this be your wake-up call that the obstacles in front of you are not immovable. They're not impossible, but you are going to have to negotiate with the truth, with said person and or situation, right? You're going to have to be honest and where the priorities really are, and that they are more important than any connection that y'all have together. You know, that it is what it is, and that you can leave on good terms, knowing that you care more about the priorities of this person cares more about the priorities of yourself than suffering, right? That suffering is not the goal, that holding on to each other in some selfish desire to not heal is not the route you want to take, right? So Libra, I have faith that if you caught this message, it will help you in divine time whenever it is meant to catch you. Okay, we're going to move on to Scorpio. So Scorpio. Scorpionic energy. The house that Scorpio rules for you. This energy is going to make the most sense in regards to that house, right? Whatever house Scorpio rules, this is where this energy is going to make the most sense for you, okay? All right, Spirit. What is the overall energy for Scorpio for the remainder of May? We got the brass dwarf. Insight into that, please. Insight into the brass dwarf, please. For Scorpio and Scorpionic energy. All right, we've got some integration going on. Clarities, please. Okay. Bottom of the deck is the Two of Wands. Top of the deck is the Ace of Pentacles. Okay. So the brass dwarf. Is a lawful neutral energy. So it's divine law, right? Order. The brass dwarf shows an Azure who represents invulnerability to a current danger. Although others might fall, he remains hale and strong. The brass dwarf can also mean a failure or dark fate for one, which in turn might save all others around him from greater danger. Okay. Scorpio. If this is the overall energy, it's going to mean one of two things, right? It can go one way or the other. Either you are in high alignment and someone is going to fall to what could feel like a ruinous state for the greater good of everybody else, okay? Or you are the one taking the ruinous kind of fall because it is in the highest good of everybody else, and you are trying to align yourself in a situation with people or places that were not in your highest good, right? That it's better you are not participating or not present, that you would fall from it in order for everybody else to continue moving forward in the highest good, okay? So one or the other. You're either in that strong position of power, which is high alignment, or in the fall, which is a manifestation of the low alignment, okay? With the Two of Wands on bottom and the Five of Swords and the Ten of Wands under that, the Queen of Cups and the Ten of Swords under that, the universe might be presenting you, right, Ace of Pentacles, with a divine manifestation, right? A new foundation, somewhere to begin building your highest good, regardless, right? Whether you are the one in divine protection or the one divinely falling, right? Either way, the universe is presenting you with a solid foundation to start on, because either you are going to go through the reset and the rebuild, or the issue is being removed from your environment so that you can thrive, right? The divine is presenting this golden opportunity, and you might be at a crossroads, maybe because you or another person is afraid of being wrong, and the fear of being wrong or preferring to be right, even if it hurts, right? They would rather be right than maybe learn how they're wrong. It's a burden. It's a burden. Someone is unwilling to let something go, unwilling to let something die that was meant to end or was never meant to be, right? They're unwilling to let something go. It's causing a great deal of anxiety and stress for them or yourself. And it's putting them in this kind of strategic mindset where they're trying to plot and plan success in order to avoid the reality that they have to let it go, right? You're dealing with an individual, or you yourself are doing everything and anything you can to hold on to a certain vision or a certain desire, doing everything and anything you can to hold on to it. But the more you try and manipulate it, the more you try and make it stay, the more you try and make it what you want it to be, when it will never be that, it's going to become increasingly painful and result in the nightmare, right? It's going to result in the worst case scenario for you or whoever is holding on to what is in misalignment, okay? Someone's going to have a fall from grace. Someone is going to have a fall from grace. The Three of Coins with the Nine of Wands. There's this victim mindset. Someone is locked in to work and heal victim mentality, where they literally choose things and fight for things that result in them being the victim of circumstance. Okay. When someone tries to manipulate, when someone tries to force things, when someone doesn't accept that it's not meant for them, or someone doesn't let it go, they end up crying victim, you know, that they don't deserve this, or they don't deserve that, or everybody hurts them, or everybody betrays them, or life is unfair to them, and everybody else gets the happily ever after but me. You know, it's like this victim, cry me a river, you know, bust out the violin mindset. Everybody is happy but me. They're contracted to get out of their own victim mentality. The Judgment card with the Nine of Cups. The divine is making a judgment call to grant someone's wishes. Okay. They're making the call to grant someone's wishes. And in the divine mirror of it, it's almost like if it's you, right? Let's just assume you are the brass dwarf, right? You're this impenetrable, untouchable, invincible person, right? This divinely protected energy. You're getting your wish fulfillment in front of this person, this misaligned person. And you achieving the wish is supposed to teach them that when they are aligned, like you are aligned, the divine grants wishes, right? That's what they're supposed to be gaining from the experience. When you're in high alignment and you don't force things that are misaligned, wishes get granted, right? Good things happen. They're witnessing this and are going to fall into their despair state instead of learning that being in alignment, positive things can happen. They're going to kind of fall deeper into their belief system that life hates them or whatever, right? The Hierophant with the 10 of Cups in the reverse. They have this belief that they can never be happy, that happiness is something that will forever elude them. They're never going to get the dream. They're never going to get what they want, right? Or they're going to be alone forever, or they're going to be without forever, right? Life hates them, God hates them, whatever. They're going to fall deeper into that energy. And that's because they're contracted to heal this victim mentality. The divine might literally be blessing you for your alignment in front of this person so that they can learn. They can learn to get into alignment in order to get happiness and wishes fulfilled. You know, they're going to keep witnessing people succeed and have wishes granted who are in alignment until they realize that their own misalignment is what is keeping them from it, right? You're not going to be the only one that has some sort of wonderful gain in front of them. It's probably happened multiple times already. You know, it's probably mirroring in just about every dynamic shift they witness in their life. The Page of Wands with the Strength card after that, this is where you can move forward and kind of phoenix rise in your strength, knowing that you do deserve to receive the wish because you are in alignment. That you would not feel bad for the divine victory that the universe has given you because you deserve it. You deserve it. You earned your win. You are aligned with your win. And if someone else is melting down because they didn't get what they wanted, but you got all of these things that, you know, they wanted, you got all the things that they wanted because you also wanted what they wanted. If they're melting down, you can't feel guilty for that. They manifest their reality with their energy no different than you do. Your gain is not their loss. Their loss is their loss. Period. And your gain is your gain. Period. It is not your fault that you are listening to your higher self and acting in alignment and receiving blessings from the divine for it to help you move forward on your own highest good path. And they refuse to get out of their victim mentality. You can't make them not feel like a victim. You can talk to them until you're blue in the face, and it'll fall on deaf ears if they want to be in that victim mentality and continue to play that violin, right? So you kind of just have to let them be in their energy. Don't pay it mind. Don't try to help them out of it, because if someone is drowning and they refuse to acknowledge your help, right, and you're trying to pull them to safety and they're just flailing around, you're going to end up drowning with them. You're not going to override their psychosis. You're not going to override their psychosis. And Spirit is saying that word is accurate. So whoever you're dealing with, they're dealing with some kind of psychosis. You cannot override it. You have to let them be and separate yourself. Okay? For the rest of May. You got to let them be. If they are meant to drown, if that is what is best for them so that they can absolutely reset, reincarnate, start again, right? If worst case scenario, they completely fucking drown, let them hit their rock bottom. Let them hit rock bottom. They have to. You don't. You do not have to drown and hit rock bottom with them. You are not meant to. You are not meant to. They have to change their mental reality. They have to start taking ownership of their energy, self-accountability. They're going after things that they have no business going after. Right? That would be like someone going after a married man who's happily married, would never cheat on their spouse. They're a good spouse, a great partner. They have a loving relationship, and someone is dead set on being with them. They want a partner just like that, right? And they will do everything and anything to try and get this partner to betray their spouse because they want this partnership so bad. And in the meantime, you're aligning with a great partner. Or that partner, right, that they're after is favoring you in some way and elevating you in some way because you're not after, their marriage. You're just benefiting from that person in a different way, like business. Maybe that person is promoting you or giving you a raise. And they're like, how come you're getting all of this benefit? How come they favor you? How come they're doing all of this for you? I love them. I want them. I would do anything for them. But they're interfering. They're not accepting the fact that they have a certain specific role and this person is happily married. You know what I mean? And so it's like they're watching you gain and watching this other person be happy, and they're just falling apart because they're not getting what they want. The person is not going to betray their spouse, right? They're not getting what they want. So they're just drowning in the fact that they're losing, and they're trying to fight for it harder. It's worsening their situation, and you're shining because of it. Like, the worse they are, the more you and your light shines. And you're benefiting all that you should be benefiting from the entire dynamic. And this other person's going to end up falling out in some which way, shape, or form. The universe is going to take them out of the situation. And that's because they're fucking dealing with some screws loose. Right? You're dealing with a screw loose. All right, we're going to move on to Sag. Sagittarius. This is going to be Sagittarian energy, the house that Sag rules for you. Whatever energies come out in the spread, it is going to make the most sense for the house that Sag rules for you. Okay? So take it as it resonates and apply it how it is meant to be applied for you in your highest good. Spirit, what is the overall energy for the rest of May for Sag? We've got the Mountain Man. All right. Insight, please. Insight, please. For the rest of May for Sag energy. Got the Chariot out first. Knight of Cups, Empress. Three of Pentacles. Clarities, please. The Chariot and the Magician. Clarify the Knight of Cups. With the Knight of Wands, clarify the Empress, please. Ace of Wands. And clarify the Three of Pentacles. Page of Wands. Seven of Swords. Bottom of the deck is the Tower. Top of the deck is the Queen of Pentacles. All right, Sag. Interesting. I usually don't dig on the top of the deck, but Spirit flashed it at me. The High Priestess and the King of Cups are with the Queen of Pentacles. All right. So the Mountain Man. The Mountain Man is a chaotic, neutral, aligned card. It signifies an encounter with a physical power outside of one's control. The Giant could personify an authority, an army, an earthquake, or even a desperately needed rainstorm in a parched land. Acceding to the force might be wise, but surviving it is paramount. So, Sag. There is something beyond your control, right? Something beyond your control in your outer experience. A person, place, or situation that you have to deal with and not fall to it, you know, like an earthquake. If as an example, right, metaphorically speaking, if the ground is shaking around you, you have to be able to survive the earthquake. If you're in a parched land that desperately needs a rainstorm, you have to survive in the parched land, especially if the rainstorm's not coming anytime soon. You know, you have to be able to survive whatever this experience is. It's beyond your control, okay? It's beyond your control. And with the Tower here on the bottom, and the Judgment card under that, that's Mars and Scorpio. Three of Swords, Six of Wands. Eight of Cups, Nine of Wands, Nine of Swords. I feel like if you make the judgment call, that something is too painful, and try and claim the victory in walking away from it, almost like ignoring it, right? Trying to avoid it. That it's actually going to result in some really not feel good energy, right? With the Nine of Wands and the Ten of Swords, or the Nine of Swords, the Nine of Wands and the Nine of Swords. I think you're intuitively getting pinged to hold strong and stand in your Emperor energy and shine. because we got the Emperor and the Sun underneath of that. You are dealing with an illusion. Whatever this obstacle is, you're afraid of poverty. You're afraid of feeling like you will cripple your financial situation. And might be holding on to an old cycle of either being the provider or being provided for. And whatever this person is or the situation is attempting to put you back into your comfort zone of either being the provider or being the one provided for. It's easier, seemingly easier, to avoid the situation and go back into your comfort zone. But the divine is actually asking you to surrender and let the divine take the wheel, right? With the Chariot and the Magician. When you allow the divine to intervene on your behalf, right? Which is essentially what the Chariot is. The number 7 is divine intervention and miracle. When you surrender it to the divine, because you know you're meant to be in a certain direction, you know you're meant to go down a certain path, you know it feels good for you to be able to do something the way you want to do something, right? Like the parched land would be a great experience if it got some fucking rain, right? The solid ground that you're on, like the earthquake's going to pass, it's temporary, right? Whatever it is, if you surrender and let the divine work for you, instead of trying to get around it yourself, right? Instead of trying to force forward or avoid forward, if you can accept that whatever the challenge is temporary, that at some point the divine will step in and the earthquake will stop. The rain will come. The army will move on, right? If you can accept that the obstacle beyond your control is temporary, the divine will remove the obstacle for you. You do not have to force yourself out of a situation to stop dealing with the obstacle, right? Or you don't have to try and force yourself through it in a way that would be detrimental to you. The Knight of Cups with the Knight of Wands. You're going to get some kind of communication. It could even be this message for some of you, that they are on your side. It's a sincere communication that they are going to get it under control. The Knight of Cups with the Knight of Wands. Someone is going to like double back and assist you in some way. And it's going to give you this kind of resurgence of faith, right? The Empress with the Ace of Wands. It's a receiving of spark. It's a receiving of ignition. Like just when you thought your light was being snuffed out by the obstacle, whatever it is, just when you thought it was going to get the best of you, some kind of communication comes in and relights your faith that you deserve to receive what you deserve to receive with the obstacle being removed. Okay. The Three of Pentacles with the Page of Wands and the Seven of Swords. This is very particular if it's a work situation. Okay. Because I feel like someone's going to rise with the Page of Wands, right? Like Phoenix rising energy. And the other person is going to feel like they got robbed. The other end of the situation, right? Person or whatever. They're going to get the short end of the stick because of it, right? For being the obstacle or being the unpleasant circumstance. You're contracted to rise and essentially gain what they lose. Okay. It's almost like if someone is trying to reap some kind of reward or some kind of result, but not putting in the energy or effort that they should be in order to justify them receiving what they're receiving. And you are willing to put in the energy, right? You are willing to do the work that they're not doing. You're going to gain all that they were gaining, because when they are removed, the energy, the space, the position, right, needs to be filled. And so you will reap the benefit, the rise from someone else's loss. Okay. And it is what it is, right? If someone's not putting in the work or doing the effort, or they're being challenging, or they're being an obstacle for you or multiple people, the obstacle's got to go, right? The obstacle's got to go. Like if you have someone at work in a position of authority, right? Because it was talking about authority. If you have someone in a position of authority at work who isn't doing their job, and they're just putting it all on you, and you're doing their job and your job, and, you know, this person's a problem, at some point, this person is going to be removed by the divine because they're not doing their job. At the end of the day, they're choosing to not do their job, right? And when that person's removed, they're going to put you in that position type thing. Hey, Shockproof, how you doing? Yeah. So Sag, hold tight. Hold tight amidst the chaos and surrender it to the divine. You don't have to do anything. You just have to continue doing what you are supposed to be doing. What is your divine aligned job, right? You just keep doing what you're doing. And whoever is meant to fall to the wayside will. This is temporary. I'm always giving messages, Shockproof. I always am. I'm going to be doing it until, well, beyond this life. For real. So Sag, I have faith that will help you. Like, rest assured, whatever this is, it is temporary. Okay. The obstacle is temporary. Let's bring it into Capricorn. All right. Cappy, how you doing? We're about to get into your energy. The house that Capricorn rules for you, this is where the energy is going to make the most sense. All right, so if you know your chart, you know the house that rules Capricorn, this is where you can apply that energy, okay? That's where it's going to make the most sense. So Spirit, please. What is the overall energy for the rest of May for Capricorn? The desert. This is the third time it came out, and it came out for Taurus and Virgo. All three earth signs got the desert. Okay. I'm going to leave it in the upright, but we're going to mentally note the fact that it definitely came out dead set in reverse. So be wary, Cap, because that is going to be considered a misaligned energy when I read the description of it for you, okay? So, insight, please. Spirit, please. The rest of May for Capricorn's energy. What does that desert look like for them? What does the desert look like for them for the rest of May? One more in clarity, please. Okay, give me two more. Okay. Bottom of the deck is the Two of Coin. Top of the deck is the Ace of Swords. All right, Cap. So the desert. The desert. It's a chaotic, good, aligned card. The desert is an environment so bleak that none can survive it without aid. For those who find that aid, the journey across the wastes can lead to great things. If misaligned, it implies that the subject cannot rely on the help of others and will assuredly be lost. The Sphinx on this card can refer to a mystic or a doctor bringing salvation in times of plague or illness. So with that misaligned, if you cannot redirect yourself, right? Because deserts, as we've talked about, are, very dry and lonely. Absolutely. And they are without water. Water is synonymous or metaphorically connected to love, right? So it's a loveless or unsupportive environment where you may be dealing with people in your experience that are so self-focused in their own wounding that they're not even giving you great advice, right? You can't actually rely on other people. If you rely on the other people in your immediate reality and don't trust your inner GPS, right, as what to do and how to move forward, if you're relying on other people and they're wounded or misinformed, right, if they've been educated on how to get out of the desert the wrong way, you're going to end up lost in this desert. Right? You're going to learn from the woundings of other people and mimic or replicate their wounded state, right? Yeah. Yeah, you can definitely survive the journey and be in high alignment, right? Very independent and superior is true. Shock. You've really got to be able to navigate. And if you feel like you can trust someone else, then trust your inner GPS and take whatever that person gives to you, right? Guidance, advice, whatever. Trust your discernment, you know, make sure it feels good to you before you move forward. Even if you love them, trust them, know that they love you and support you, you still have to discern through the advice just in case they are also wounded, though. You know, people can only give as much as they've reached within themselves and healed within themselves. So you're going to have to discern. I think if you're relying on unhealed people or people who teach or guide or advise from a wounded space, that you're going to end up going in circles in the desert. Okay. That you're going to have a hard time getting out of that energy and into a more suitable environment where there are people you can trust around you that love you and give back to you and nourish you in some way, right? You're going to have to kind of get yourself out of the situation. You know, people could be saying, no, we have to go this way. We have to do it this way. We have to take these steps. We have to, you know, this. But if your gut is like, that is not the way, you got to be able to say, listen, you can go that way if you want to go that way. But I'm going to try this, right? And do that, because you being able to navigate will help you get through it in the best way possible, the most effective and efficient way possible. And yeah, you can find water in the desert. You know, you can find water in the desert, and you going your own way might allow for that discovery where you can find nourishment in the environment, right? But you're not going to do that if you follow misaligned people. So there's something like, and the truth is the truth. We've got the Ace of Swords here, right, on top of the deck. So the truth is the truth. The truth reigns supreme. And it's not their truth. It's not your truth, your personal truth. It's the high divine truth, which is why it's so important to listen to your discernment, right? That inner voice that loves you, that is source, right? That is spirit, that is God, universe, whatever you label that as, right? Higher self, your guardian angels. Like, you have an inner GPS. Like, your truth might be one thing and someone else's truth might be another, but the capital T truth is like, time out. Like, listen, you know, to what you're sensing, because that's what's going to get you in the right direction. Because otherwise you're going to be juggling, you know, this Two of Pentacles, ideal versus real. Ultimately, you're dealing with a reality that is not ideal, right? And you can't make a not ideal reality ideal. It is what it is, right? Like, you can't make the desert a rainforest. The desert is the desert. It is what it is. You can't pretend that the desert is a rainforest and make it a rainforest. But you can believe in rainforests and know that if you get your ass out of the fucking desert, that you can find a rainforest, but you're not going to find the rainforest in the fucking desert. The ideal and the real are two different things, and you can't make one the other and pretend it's okay. You know, if you want the 10 of Cups, then you've got to listen to your intuition. 10 of Cups on the bottom, underneath the 2 of Coins with the High Priestess. The Lovers is under that. You've got to choose. You've got to make the high aligned choice that your mind, right, your masculine energy, your yang would choose. That's your choose aspect, your will, drive, action oriented facet of the self. You have to be able to choose in alignment with your feel goods, the feminine aspect. The mind thinks. The soul, the feminine, knows. And so you have to be able to choose what your intuition knows. You can think all you want, but your intuition is still your intuition. People say, oh, I should have listened to my gut, for a reason. For a reason. No one is ever fucking disappointed when they listen to their gut, right? They get disappointed when they think too much and negate their intuition. So, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's all metaphorical. It depends on what your needs are, right? Everybody's ideal is going to be different, you know? But if you want to be in environment with people that love you, support you, that you can trust, that create and build life with you, that co-create with you, that aspire for beautiful things and are always looking to grow, and they're transparent. Like, if you decide that that's the kind of people you want to put yourself around, that's the environment that you crave, then you have to let the people that are stuck in their wounded space stay in the desert. You know, they're quote unquote desert folk. And that's where they are. They're in dried up environments, and that is their normal. There's no love there. They're just trying to survive. They're out for themselves. They're just trying to survive. If you want to be around thriving people, then you have to let the surviving oriented people go, or you're going to end up just like them, out for yourself, just trying to survive and get through the next day, as opposed to thriving and enjoying your life, right? Having love all around you. The rest of the cards here, we have the 10 of Swords with the 7 of Cups. And the 7 of Cups being clarified by the 10 of Swords. If you think about all of your options to the point that you don't choose anything, you could end up in a tight spot. You might feel like life didn't work out, you know, because you had all of these choices and you had to pick one, but none of the choices in the 7 of Cups are actually in high alignment. Okay, that's the thing. It's like looking at a menu of ice cream and you see vanilla, chocolate, strawberry, peanut butter, mint, whatever, and your favorite is pistachio, and it is not on the menu. And so you just stand there looking at the menu, wanting pistachio, and none of the choices up there sound good. And you can't bring yourself to pick one because you don't really want any of them. And then all of a sudden, the shop closes and you didn't get any ice cream because it's too late. It's too late to get served now. Where if you looked at the option and was like, damn, I want pistachio and it's not up there. All right, let me be out. Let me find a place that serves pistachio. You could have still made it to a place that actually serves the flavor you want. Like, that's what the 8 of Cups that comes after the 7 of Cups is all about. It's recognizing that all of the options in front of you, you don't actually want to choose any of them. And if you hesitate for too long, what you really want is going to be put off even longer, because now you got to wait through the dark night for it to open again in the morning, right? You got to wait for it to open again. So it's like, if you put off making the choice to move forward for too long, you're going to end up fucking yourself, right? So you have to be able to say, all right, fuck it, spark, right? Ace of Wands clarified by the Hermit. Fuck it, let's go, right? Let's go after what I really want. Let's slay my own demons. Let's find the snakes inside my mind that tempt me into stagnation and get a hold of them so that they're not a problem anymore. You know, Justice comes out in the reverse with the Queen of Pentacles. And I feel like this energy is a nod to not settling. Like, you desire to manifest, right? You desire to manifest what you desire to manifest for a reason. It would be unfair to yourself to settle. It would be unfair. if you did not get what you want. If you want something very specific and everything in front of you is not that, all that's happening in front of you is not what you want, let it go. Let it go. Don't settle. It would be unfair. Why would you settle for surviving when you really want to thrive? Why would you settle? If you have a certain skill set, if you have a certain lovability, if you have a certain character that warrants the outcome that you really desire, why would you settle for less? Why would you get the strawberry and not like it and not get what you really wanted? It's just a matter of taking a step to leave where you're at and going to where you can get what you want. Requires a step. Don't settle. The Page of Wands with the Judgment card in the reverse. Page of Wands is Phoenix rising energy. It's Scorpionic for me as a reader. So is the Judgment card. I feel like you are choosing to reinvent the self. I think you're choosing to reinvent yourself. I don't feel like other people are going to rise with you, though. But the Judgment card in the reverse, I feel like others are not going to rise with you. I think you are going to be moving forward on your own. It's a solo journey through the desert for you, you know, and that's fine because you're going to get out of it. You listening to your own intuition and not settling. The path that you're on, the trajectory. You're not going to go without the best. You're going to end up getting exactly what you want because you're listening to that inner guidance, right? You're not listening to other people. You're listening to what rings true for you. When I say other people, I mean low aligned, misaligned, wounded people. If you feel guided to listen to someone who's healed, well, then you're listening to your inner GPS. You know what I mean? But I think that wherever you're headed, you're going to be leaving certain other people behind because they're just trying to survive. They're out for themselves. They don't actually have your best interest at heart, or they're incapable of giving you the best advice, even if they have your best interest at heart, because they're wounded and they can't see past their own wounds. They can't see past their own fears, you know. That was Capricorn. We're going to move into Aquarius. All right. Aqua. Spirit, please. For Aquarius, Aquarian energy in the house that Aqua rules for you. What is the overall energy for the rest of May? Whatever house Aqua rules for you, that is where this energy is going to be the most relevant. Okay? Each house rules different things. So whatever house Aqua rules, that's where this energy is going to make the most sense. All right? Spirit, what's the overall energy for Aqua for the rest of May? The Locksmith. The Locksmith. The Locksmith. All right, let's get some insight. What's the rest of this, Spirit? What does this locksmith energy look like for Aqua? Knight of Cups is out first. Justice and the upright. Page of Cups. And the Queen of Wands. Clarities, please. We got a lot of people out here. King of Pentacles. Knight of Wands. The World and the Five of Wands. Bottom of the deck is the Six of Cups. Top of the deck is Death. Okay. The Locksmith is a lawful neutral card. It's divine order. Okay. The Locksmith presents the subject with the keys they need to unlock their destiny. He grants the tools to access a new location, clue, or treasure. Good night, Chuck. He does not grant insight into how or where the tools are granted. This card often represents a strange, ancient, or magical object. So the Locksmith gives you the key, but doesn't necessarily give you what it unlocks. Or the opposite, it tells you where the lock is, but it doesn't give you the tool or the key to open it, right? It kind of gives you one or the other. But whatever it gives to you, it is what you need in order to unlock your destiny, okay? Gives you the key, it doesn't tell you how to use it. I feel like someone, and it could be you, Aqua, it could be your energy, but someone is providing like crucial information for the self to realign. Either they have, or they are, or they will within the next couple weeks, right? If they haven't already. If they've given you the key before, you might be figuring out how to use it in the last 2 weeks of May, okay? But if you're getting the key, you're getting the wisdom. It's almost like they're telling you how to do something, actions to take, how to move in alignment, right? It's like Spirit showing me a chessboard, seeing the moves, right? It's like they tell you the next move, but they don't tell you the next 10. But they tell you at the end, you'll checkmate your opponent type thing. So you know that you're going to checkmate your opponent if you take X amount of steps. And the first step is this, but you don't know the rest. But you know enough that you could maybe figure out where you need to go from there, because you were given the first step. Death on top with the Six of Cups on the bottom. The Six of Cups is Venus and Scorpio. So your locksmith may in fact have a Venus in Scorpio placement, or they may have strong or significant scorpionic energy in general if you don't yourself, because death is Scorpio. It's almost like this person, shock your body. It's almost like this person was divinely placed in your path for a reason. Almost like it's like a gatekeeper, right? When someone says, you know, someone is gatekeeping, they're keeping the secret to themselves. They're not sharing it, right? They're gatekeeping on a secret. This person is the gatekeeper. They've got the secrets and they shared one with you. The divine put them in such a place at such a time that they shared some critical information for your journey with you. The Knight of Cups with the King of Pentacles, this may have been a very sincere communication in regards to earning money. It could have been a very sincere communication or a very emotionally driven communication in regards to you being in King of Pentacles energy. If you know what the fuck I'm talking about, then the Justice with the Knight of Wands, you're going to be like, holy shit, I know what that is. And you're going to do it immediately, right? Justice would start to balance the scales. The truth will set you free. And I think if you can have that aha moment, that you will absolutely be in a position of self-mercy and self-compassion and close out a very painful cycle with the Page of Cups and the World card. What you desire, it's going to piss other people off. When you go after it and you start unlocking doors and you start breaking free, it's like get out of jail. It's like someone gave you a get out of jail free card. It's like you were playing Monopoly with a bunch of fucking people and you're going around in circles or you're stuck in jail and they literally slipped you a get out of jail free card and you realized you fucking have it and you're not stuck there. And other people are going to be pissed because you landed on free parking. You know, like, fuck. Your light's going to irritate somebody else's demons. Those pesky demons. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like you've got quite a peanut gallery. You got a lot of people with a lot of opinions. But the fact that you were given some kind of key, some kind of knowledge or wisdom about your path, and you may have resisted it for the longest time, but as soon as you click into it, it's like you take off. Cycles start to close, the dominoes start to fall, like everything starts to land in place. The show's about to get exciting. It's about to get juicy. Whatever storyline you've got going, like the drama just really set off and it's like climactic. Because I feel like Aqua, as soon as you figure out what the fuck that key meant or what it was for, what that wisdom was, and you apply it to your real life situations, you get through the door. It's like the door that opens up to everything else. The rest of life just gets so much easier when you click into that wisdom, right? When you unlock that door within yourself, when you utilize that key, because whatever it is that you've been keeping from yourself, I think you're going to be a completely different Aqua. And I think you're going to find a lot of gratitude for whatever that sacred soulmate was, because you tried a whole lot of options to no avail, only to realize that this person gave you the key out of pain, out of argument, out of competition. They gave you the key out of illusion. They gave you the key out of your shadows. They gave you the key out. They gave you the truth. Like, this is the resurrection of the highest Aqua, you know? For real. We've got Temperance under there. You may have strong Sag energy, or even be in connection with a Sag, right? If they were the ones that kind of dropped that wisdom bomb on you, which I'm not surprised if it's Sag, right? That's kind of what they're known for. So Aqua, the rest of May, I think you're having a fucking revelation that changes your life. If I'm going to be real honest, I think that something is clicking in or setting you up to at some point completely click in, because it's like, oh my God, like that's what I have to do. And when you do it, everything changes, right? Everything changes for the better. You unlock the door, the door that makes everything else easier. Fuck yeah, Aqua. Let me know how that ends up working out. Let me know how that ends up resonating. For real. Fuck yeah. All right. Lockology is real. Yeah. We're going to move into Pisces. All right, Pisces. Pisces energy. The house that Pisces rules for you for the rest of May. Spirit, please. Yeah, whatever house Pisces rules for you guys, this is where the energy is going to be the most significant. Okay? What's the overall energy for Pisces, please? What is the overall energy? Ooh. Cancer also got this card in part 1. I'm going to pull the rest of the cards out. Don't click off when I tell you what it is. Okay, bear with. Don't click off. There's a reason for everything. We're going to figure it out. All right, Pisces. There was definitely a reason for Cancer. If you got Pisces in your chart and strong Cancer, you're going to need to watch Cancer too. It's in part 1. Insight, please. King of Cups wanted to flash itself, but it went back in. All right. What else? Okay. Give me one more and some clarity. And last one. I love that ending. All right, cool. We've got the 10 of Pentacles on the bottom and the Knight of Swords on top. The card that came out, the overall, was the Betrayal. Okay, don't click off. It was the Betrayal. Okay, let's read for you. So the Betrayal is selfishness incarnate. Envy twists the spirit and leads ultimately to devastation. It can also indicate a person whose loveliness hides an evil heart. If misaligned, the card means self-sacrifice or turning away from the material world and its temptations. So, Pisces, you could be dealing with someone in your reality who is literally just fucking selfish, and they don't care how much it hurts you. They're envious of other people. They're envious of you and what you are capable of. And it ultimately leads to their demise. Okay. And staying in connection with this person, right, you would betray the self. You would betray yourself. This person, I'm getting this vibration of, they want to stay in your reality because over their dead body, do they want you to give it to someone else and not give to them the same way, right? Crazy, crazy jealousy, okay? They would rather stay and make everybody's life miserable because they don't want to see anybody happier without them around. With the 10 of Pentacles on the bottom, it could be family related. Okay. It could be family related. It could be someone who's living under the same roof as you. If they're not blood family, but you got roommates, like it could be something like that. They refuse to accept that everybody would be happier without them there. That they are the crux of the problem. And I could be talking to you. You might be that toxic ass person inside the household making everybody's life miserable because you just simply refuse to leave. You refuse to think that they're better off without you. You know, it could be that way. But there's definitely an energy of someone not wanting to accept that they are the problem and that everybody else would be happier if they weren't there. Especially if it's been communicated. It might have even been communicated with the Knight of Swords. You might be even getting that communication or giving that communication in the last half of May. Someone could literally be expressing how much they wish someone else was not there. Which is fucking brutal. But if that's their truth, then that's their truth. The Two of Wands with the Hermit card. Someone is postponing their healing. They're postponing self-accountability. The Queen of Cups with the Page of Cups. It could be a mother and child involved. But I feel like someone is wishing someone else, like, tombstone. It's bad. Whatever this is, it's bad. Someone is literally wishing someone else would just fucking croak. Yeah. Shock. Yeah, someone is so stuck, refusing to take any accountability for their behavior, refusing to take any accountability for the stresses that they put on other people, that other people if they can't get rid of this person, are literally wishing they would just croak. And what's sad is that person feels it, right? The Three of Swords with the King of Pentacles. This person may be providing in some way, may be creating stability, like material stability in some way. But their other behaviors might be so toxic that, you know, they kind of put people in between a rock and a hard place, because on one hand, they're providing all the stability, right? They're the provider, the King of Pentacles. They're the ones with the money and the control in that way. And if other people are depending on them for stability, but having to deal with their toxicity, like, it fucking sucks for everybody. The kicker is the last two cards is the Empress with the Ace of Cups. I feel the Empress with the Ace of Cups. Someone is going to be shown mercy from the divine. The Empress is high aligned receiving. The Ace of Cups is the overflow from spirit. The cup runneth over, overflow from spirit. What the fuck happens between the Three of Swords and the King of Pentacles and the Empress with the Ace of Cups? I'm pulling out a second deck. What the fuck happens between then and then? Because I feel like there's something missing. What are we not seeing? Y'all know me. I'm nosy as fuck. I want to know. Yeah, Wheel of Fortune and the Strength card. Jupiter energy, Leo energy. High Priestess, that's Pisces on the bottom. Eight of Cups on top. This one is drinking. I feel like something's going to happen because someone might say too much. There might be a secret revealed, especially if someone is drinking. And it puts the nail in the coffin. It's almost like it gives said person dealing with the toxicity of the other. It's almost like it gives them an out. It gives them an out. It gives them a reason to leave the person or situation. Because it's almost like it's more than just dealing with their toxic behavior. It's like someone made a serious misstep. Someone misstepped. They made a mistake, which is not really a mistake because, you know, there is no such thing as coincidences with the divine. But I feel like something comes out. It's like, as an example, right? Take it how it resonates and pertains to your own situation. But it would be like being in a relationship with an alcoholic, but they're your provider, right? And you find out that the provider, who's an alcoholic, right, their behavior is toxic and makes you fucking crazy, cheated. They cheated. And maybe you understood why they drank and they were toxic and you were putting up with it because you understood it and you needed them to provide. But if it comes out that they cheated, now you have the right to get pissed and sever it and not necessarily risk what they're providing because they were in the wrong. You know, they were in the wrong. If you were to go to divorce court and someone cheats, you know, like the other person makes out like a bandit more often than not. It's kind of like that. Someone made a misstep that they should not have fucking made. And it's coming back to bite them in the ass. Because whoever is suffering for this other person, they obviously don't deserve to suffer, but they don't deserve to lose what they have either. You know, if they're being provided for, they don't deserve to lose what is being provided. But they don't deserve to suffer. And so it feels like the divine is kind of removing the sufferable state. And it doesn't have to be alcohol. You know, they don't have to be drinking. It could be some other form of escapism. It could be another drug or substance. You know, it could be anything. Someone might be sitting back and spilling the tea, you know. But, or drinking their own Kool-Aid and they actually believe their shit. Like someone who is delusional. Thinking they can continue this way forever and not have it end, right? At some point, this person was not taking accountability for themselves, and now they have to. Like, they have no choice but to take accountability for their actions. And it's not an easy, you know, reading the energy and experiencing the energy firsthand are two different things. Like, this is not going to feel great moving through it. But ultimately, it is something that needs to be moved through because someone does need to take accountability and someone doesn't deserve to suffer with someone who is just insufferable, you know. And so I think it works out ultimately in the end. But I think someone is literally going to feel like they've got their head served up on a silver platter. You know, whoever the Empress is making out and the other person is getting humbled as hell. Like, really fucking humbled. Like, you cannot not take accountability. You cannot not heal. You have to heal. You have to own your shit. You have to grow. You have to change. You cannot stay this way and be toxic to everybody. This person, whoever they are, is so fucking toxic. They would rather them just not wake up in the morning. Like, the people around them would just rather them not wake up in the morning. That's how toxic they are. We're talking about an extreme level of toxicity. If the people around you in your life would rather you not wake up, that's fucking bad. And if this person's not changing, they're getting seriously fucking humbled. They have to. They cannot stay this way. They cannot stay this way. The divine won't allow it, period. So the rest of May, Pisces, I hope it ain't you. I hope it ain't you. If you're a Pisces moon, I'm just feeling the energies out, guys. If you're a Pisces moon, I wouldn't be quick to point the finger at other people. I would not be quick to point the finger at other people. Because I was about to wrap up and Spirit literally screamed at me, Pisces moon. You've got mommy issues. And they are not healed. Don't point the finger, just your toes. What the fuck, Shock? Guys, I love y'all. It is 12:12 in the morning here. And I've got some, because I don't know when to fucking sleep. My hours are all fucked up. I've got chicken in the slow cooker. I threw some chicken in the slow cooker in between part 1 and part 2 while I was waiting for my computer to figure its shit out. I gotta go check my chicken. I'm gonna be up for a little while, but I hope you guys enjoy the messages. I hope that, you know, they are triggering in a good way for you, because you are in control of your reality, and you can always change your energy and change the outcome if you don't like the trajectory of whatever energy you're in is going. So power and support and love and light to all of you, and I will catch y'all next time. Have a good night, guys. Shock, have a great night. Bye, everybody.